You may notice that the Catholic cemetery I'm at has a double name, St. Joseph and St. Patrick Cemetery. The first name refers to the current parish of St. Joseph at Platte Center, here in Platte County, Nebraska, while the second name refers to an earlier church that used to exist at this location. I'm about 7 miles north of Columbus, not far from the Shell Creek, from which this location was originally named. The Shell Creek is a tributary of the Platte River, which flows southeast diagonally across much of Platte County. The creek is about 1,000 feet north of the cemetery, though today there's another body of water immediately adjacent to the cemetery, the Loop Canal, which was built in the 1930s. Irish Catholics began to settle along the Shell Creek as early as 1857. Franciscan Father Anselm Poots wrote that the Irish were attracted here when the Union Pacific Railroad was constructed. They gained some prosperity from selling produce to gold hunters traveling through to California. At first, traveling clergymen had to satisfy the religious needs of these pioneers, or they had to travel to Omaha for church services. French missionary Father Almire Formant visited Columbus during those early times and took up residence in 1860. He stopped occasionally at Shell Creek to care for souls here. Father Kelly also served the Catholics from Shell Creek when they came to St. John's in Columbus. Before any church was built here, Mass was celebrated in their sod homes. The first mention of Shell Creek in the official Catholic directory comes from 1867. Shell Creek is listed as an Irish settlement attended from Columbus by Father James Erlach. For several years, there were no services held here at Shell Creek, as Father Ryan asked them to come to St. John's in Columbus. At the invitation of the German settlers at Shell Creek, Father Frederick Ewing of St. Charles near West Point administered to the spiritual wants of the settlers about once a month from 1871 to 1873. About 1873, these Germans helped to build St. Patrick's Church at this location of what is now the St. Joseph and St. Patrick Cemetery. It was a frame building, 24 by 40 feet. There, Father Ewing held services for both the Irish and Germans. Father John H. Bernard was the first resident pastor at St. Patrick's congregation about 1875 to 1877. He had the first parsonage built. Father J.M.J. Smith succeeded him in 1877. As Father Smith was not conversant in the German language, the German Catholics desired to begin a new congregation. For a short time, they attended St. Mary's in Grand Prairie Township, though most of them declined joining that parish permanently. Instead, they built St. Anthony's at Burroughs Township in 1878. Franciscan Father Anselm Poots described the condition of St. Patrick's Church when he visited with Father Smith in 1877. Only about 1873 had they erected for their use a frame church, which for a time remained without plastering and without any ornament. An easy chair surrounded with cotton cloth served as a confessional. Boards laid over empty boxes were the seats. The official Catholic directory from 1879 is the first to give the name of St. Patrick's Church, giving the location as the Gleason Post Office. The Gleason Post Office was established in 1873 and discontinued in 1880. The first postmaster, Patrick Gleason, was one of the two people to donate land for the building of St. Patrick's Church. Father Smith also attended a number of other stations from Shell Creek. The 1880 Official Catholic Directory lists 7 stations: Lindsay Post Office and Farrell in Platte County, Albion in Boone County, Halifax and O'Connor City in Greeley County, Fort Hartstuff in Valley County, attended 4 times a year, and Geneva and Nance County, visited 6 times a year. Father John Flood was in charge from 1880 to 1884 until the parish was handed over to the Franciscans resident at St. Bonaventure in Columbus. Father Boniface Deppman helped establish a combination church, school, and sisters' residence at Platte Center, here 4 miles northwest. The church was built in 1885 and dedicated to St. Joseph. Father Boniface served St. Joseph, St. Patrick, and also St. Michael's and Albion. As St. Joseph became the main church at Platte Center, St. Patrick only had 1 Mass a month. There seems to have been mixed feelings by the people at Shell Creek at the coming of the Franciscan Fathers. Not because they were Franciscans, but because they were German, and most of those still at St. Patrick's were Irish. A letter sent to Bishop O'Connor from a concerned parishioner describes something of the sentiment. I suppose you are well aware of the dissatisfaction that has been here ever since Father Flood left here. St. Patrick's Church, or parish, and St. Joseph's Parish in Platte Center is almost entirely composed of Irish people, and as you are well aware, they ought to be furnished with a priest of their own nationality. The people here are falling away from the church, and the day is not far distant when out of 80 families here, there will not be 10 families you could call good Catholics. Now the reasons are these people want an Irish priest, and until they get one, the matter stands as it does now. There is no way a priest can compel people to go to Mass if they're obstinate enough to stay away, and regardless of priest and bishop, they will certainly do this until there is some other arrangement made. As far as I am concerned, I have always regarded our priest Boniface as a good and pious man, and he has certainly worked for the interest of the parish. But that is not the question and issue. The people here of St. Patrick's Parish are the best and wealthiest families in both parishes, and the way things are arranged now, they have Mass only once a month, which you will very readily admit that no family can be good practical Catholics and only see the church 12 times a year. The way things are situated now suits me well enough. I'm not at all dissatisfied with the priest we have, but there is a general dissatisfaction, and the only reason they have is because he is German. So some Irish families were threatening to draw away from practicing the faith because they wanted an Irish priest rather than a German one. And not wanting to travel to St. Joseph's at Platte Center also seems to have played a part in it as well. But with few priests and many missions springing up, this was not a reasonable expectation. Father Eugene Hagedorn comments, "As to demanding a priest of the same nationality as the parishioners, it is a wrong one, especially in a country where so many nationalities exist, often in the same locality, where only one church is possible. It is usually a matter of prudence and a common practice to give a parish a priest of their own nationality, though it is claimed that at times, when the reverse is the case, pastor and people get along better than with a priest of their race and nation. A good Catholic accepts the priest the bishop sends, irrespective of nationality, especially when there is a dearth of priests or a mixture of various nationalities, and the bishop has done his best." I'm not sure how much longer the St. Patrick's Church here at Shell Creek continued to be used. In the Official Catholic Directory, the St. Patrick's Church is last mentioned in 1886. After that, only St. Joseph at Platte Center is mentioned. St. Joseph and Platte Center continued on after St. Patrick. The current church behind me, the third St. Joseph Church, was built in 1924.